Have you ever felt like you've messed up so badly that there's no way back? That you've gone too far? Burned too many bridges? Well, there's a powerful story that speaks directly to that feeling, and it might just change how you see everything. It's often called the parable of the prodigal son. Imagine this. A young man, the younger of two sons, goes to his father and says, "Dad, I want my share of the inheritance now." It's a bold, almost disrespectful request. It's like saying, "I wish you were already gone so I could have your money." But the father, full of grace, agrees. He divides his property and gives the younger son his share. With a pocket full of cash and a heart full of dreams, the son takes off for a distant country. He's finally free. No rules, no responsibilities. He dives headfirst into a life of wild parties and reckless spending. Every day is a celebration, and he is surrounded by friends who are more than happy to help him spend his fortune. He lives for the moment, thinking this is the ultimate freedom, the good life he always wanted. But as we all know, a party funded by a limited supply of cash can't last forever. And just like that, the money runs out. Every last coin is gone. To make matters worse, a severe famine hits the land. Suddenly, the party's over. The friends disappear, the laughter stops, and he's left with nothing. Desperate, he finds a job with a local farmer, but it's the worst job imaginable for a Jewish man, feeding pigs. He's so hungry, so utterly destitute, that he finds himself envying the pigs' food. He longs to fill his stomach with the pods they're eating, but no one gives him anything. This is his rock bottom. In the mud and the filth, surrounded by pigs, he finally comes to his senses. A thought strikes him like a bolt of lightning. How many of my father's hired servants have more than enough food, and here I am, starving to death. He remembers his father's house, not just the wealth, but the kindness. He recalls how well his father treated even the lowest of his workers. In that moment of clarity, a plan forms in his mind. He decides, I will get up and go back to my father. I will say to him, "Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Just make me like one of your hired servants." He's rehearsing his speech, preparing to beg for a position as a slave, because he believes he has forfeited his right to be called a son. He expects rejection, or at best, a position of servitude. He's not hoping for a welcome party. He's just hoping for a crust of bread. So with a heavy heart and a rehearsed apology, he begins the long journey home. He's dirty, thin, and dressed in rags. He probably smells like the pigsty he just left. As he walks, he must be filled with anxiety and shame, wondering what he'll face. Will his father even let him through the gate? But here's where the story takes a breathtaking turn. While he was still a long way off, his father saw him. Think about that. The father wasn't just sitting inside, waiting. He was watching, looking down that road, hoping, every single day. The moment he sees that familiar silhouette, he doesn't wait. He doesn't hesitate. He doesn't cross his arms and wait for an apology. The father is filled with compassion, and he runs. In that culture, an elderly, respected man would never run. It was considered undignified. But this father throws all dignity to the wind. He runs to his son, throws his arms around his neck, and kisses him. He doesn't care about the dirt, the smell, or the sins. He just sees his boy, who is lost and is now on his way home. The son, overwhelmed, starts his prepared speech. "Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son." But his father cuts him off. He doesn't even let him finish. He's not interested in the rehearsed apology or the offer to be a servant. The father turns to his servants and shouts out orders. "Quick, bring the best robe and put it on him." This isn't just any robe. It's a symbol of honor and dignity, restoring his status as a son. Put a ring on his finger. A signet ring signified authority and sonship. It meant he was fully reinstated into the family. And put sandals on his feet. Slaves went barefoot. Sons wore sandals. Every action is screaming, "You are not a servant. You are my son." But the father isn't done yet. He says, "Bring the fattened calf and kill it. Let's have a feast and celebrate. For this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found." The entire household erupts in celebration. The father's joy is overflowing. He's not focused on the son's mistakes, the wasted money, or the shameful journey. He's focused on one thing. His son is home. Now there's another character in this story, the older brother. He was out working in the field, being the responsible, dutiful son. When he comes near the house, he hears music and dancing. He calls a servant and asks what's going on. The servant tells him, "Your brother has come home, and your father has killed the fattened calf, because he has him back safe and sound." The older brother becomes furious. He refuses to go inside. His father comes out and pleads with him. But the older brother is filled with resentment. He says, "Look, all these years I've been slaving for you and never disobeyed your orders. Yet you never gave me even a young goat so I could celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours who has squandered your property with prostitutes comes home, you kill the fattened calf for him." You can feel his bitterness. He sees himself as a slave, not a son. He measures his relationship with his father by his performance and his obedience. He feels that his loyalty has gone unrewarded, while his brother's rebellion is being celebrated. The father's response is incredibly gentle and loving. He says, "My son, you are always with me, and everything I have is yours." He reminds him of his true position, not as a slave, but as a beloved son who already has full access to the father's blessings. Then he explains his joy. "But we had to celebrate and be glad, because this brother of yours was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found." The father's love isn't a limited resource. His love for the returned son doesn't diminish his love for the faithful son. His heart is big enough for both. This isn't just a touching family drama. Jesus told this story to illustrate something profound about God. We are the children in this story. Sometimes we're the younger son, running away from God, chasing our own desires, and wasting the gifts He's given us, only to find ourselves broken and empty. We think we've gone too far to be forgiven. But this story shows us the heart of God the Father. He's not waiting with crossed arms for us to grovel. He's watching the road, longing for our return. And the moment we turn back towards Him, He doesn't just walk to meet us. He runs. He runs to embrace us, to forgive us completely, and to restore us fully as His children. He doesn't see our sin. He sees His child coming home. And sometimes we can be like the older brother. We can be faithful, serving in church, following the rules, but our hearts can grow cold. We can become resentful of God's grace towards others who we feel are less deserving. We forget that our relationship with God isn't about earning His love through our good works, but about living in the joy of being His children. Everything He has is already ours. So, where do you see yourself in this story today? Are you far from home, feeling lost and unworthy? Know that the Father is watching for you, ready to run and welcome you with open arms. There is no mistake so big that it can outrun His grace. All you have to do is take that first step home. Or are you the older brother, serving faithfully but missing the joy? Remember that everything the Father has is yours. Let your heart be softened by His incredible grace, and join in the celebration when a lost brother or sister comes home. This story is a beautiful picture of the gospel, that no matter how far we've strayed, the Father's love is a relentless, running, celebrating love that welcomes us home. It's a love that restores, redeems, and rejoices. Thanks for watching today. If this story touched your heart, please like and subscribe for more content that explores these life-changing truths. We'll see you in the next video.